2010, 16-year-old Dustin Wallace was sentenced to life without parole for the rape and murder of 5-year-old Sahara Dwight in Roseburg. Now, a 2019 law has opened the door to Wallace's potential release. I sat down with Sahara's father and Wallace's defense attorney to learn more. For nearly 16 years, a Roseburg family believed a final sentence had brought closure to their worst nightmare. In 2010, 5-year-old Sahara Dwight was raped and murdered. Her killer, then 16-year-old Dustin Wallace, was handed 2 consecutive life sentences in 2012.
July 9th, 2010 was the worst day of my life. I found out that Dustin Wallace had raped and murdered my 5-year-old daughter in a way that's unimaginable. It's a nightmare that all parents fear. When she woke up to say no and to fight, he tried to silence her by hitting her in the face repeatedly and in the stomach, and then smothered her with a pillow until he snuffed out her light, and then began to rape her, her body. She lived a carefree life with her arms spread completely open and just spinning on her own cloud.
According to records from the trial, Wallace was visiting his father, who was living with Sahara's mother at the time, but he did not have his medication meant to control his bipolar disorder, mood swings, and lack of impulse control. Files also state he showed no remorse and lied to officers.
Dustin Wallace has the opportunity to be released.
A video posted to social media by Sahara's father recently garnered hundreds of thousands of views worldwide.
This was the beginning of our healing process for the families, to know that he'd never get out of prison,
triggering a global campaign as he fights against Wallace's possible release.
I'm getting messages all over the world from people, all 4 corners, reaching out. We stand next to you. We stand by you and stand, against his release. People are creating their own petitions in other countries for this.
At the center of the dispute is Senate Bill 1008, passed in 2019 under former Governor Kate Brown. The law aims to offer parole for adolescents that got life sentences after 15 years in custody. We tried to speak with Wallace, but were deferred to his defense attorney.
Mr. Wallace is certainly a much more mature person than he was 15 years ago, and certainly less mentally disabled than he was then. And that growth has enabled him to fully accept responsibility for the crime that he committed, and as well recognize his sense of remorse for what he did.
Under SB 1008, the 3-member parole board can't relitigate the details of the 2010 rape and murder of Sahara. Instead, they are legally obligated to look at who the offender has become during his time incarcerated and his mental state at the time of the crime. His attorney notes that Wallace was reportedly abused as a child, but Sahara's family will offer victim impact statements. In February, a court-appointed doctor concluded that Wallace presents a generally low risk for violence and moderate risk for sexual misconduct.
In my 33 years of practice, Dr. Guyton's report is the most comprehensive psychological evaluation I've ever seen.
State Representative Virgil Osborne says the current legal framework strips away judicial promises made to victims and threatens public safety. He plans to introduce a bill in the next legislative session to explicitly exempt capital murder and sexual assault from juvenile release eligibility.
How he can even be up for parole, it just baffles me. But again, our state legislature, sometimes it's the do less harm mentality, and we end up doing more harm because of it.
There will be petitions on this. We will go to the House. We will go to the Senate. The biggest fear surrounding his release is our community.
If the board ultimately grants release, the defense says Wallace will remain under active lifetime supervision and parole.